How do you operate a motorcycle? Do you drive it or do you ride it? With all that's going on in the world today, you probably wonder, who cares? But language is important, and our language has been degrading year after year. Back in the 70s and 80s, politicians used to talk to people, or advertisers would talk to people at the 9th grade level. I believe it has degraded to the 6th grade level in this day and age. And if you look around at how people pronounce things and type things, because we type everything in texts and messages and things like that, everything from spelling to word usage to punctuation is going away. 3 quick cases in point. The letters ST are usually pronounced st, like straight, struggle, history, and they've morphed over the last several years. And if you listen to radio, YouTube, television, it has become SHT or simply SH, like struggle, straight, or history. And it's kind of an earworm, and I hear it all the time that's warped how things are pronounced. There's also the overuse of, like, say, the word literally. I'm sure that aggravates a lot of people. My observation lately, over the last year or so, motorcycle riders have been using the word drive. I drive my motorcycle to work. I drive my motorcycle somewhere. And I wanted to do a mental exercise and explore that. So quickly, let's return to the garage and have a look. In a truck or car, you get in to operate it. Once inside, you're sitting in the vehicle to operate it. Operating the vehicle, you have no bodily input to how the direction is change of the vehicle or the general direction of the vehicle. Everything is done by control. So your foot pedals, your steering wheel, your gear shift are all operated by hand. And other than that, there's no control of the vehicle by moving around. On a motorcycle, you get on it to operate it. So with a motorcycle, you're actually operating the vehicle while on top of it. Yes, you are using controls to operate the motorcycle. However, you're using body weight to corner, to more so on dirt bikes, to get up and down hills and stuff like that. You're standing, sitting, leaning back and forth. Any bike, you're weighting the foot pegs or one side of the seat or the other, or leaning or one way or the other. Counter steering, you could say that's steering just like in a vehicle. However, there's more physical bodily input to operating a motorcycle. The way some people ride motorcycles, you could probably call it driving, and especially someone who is really new to the sport and untrained, they haven't taken the MCF course or spent any time learning how to ride. Maybe they're going through their first few instructional YouTube videos. They probably drive their motorcycle, because I see a lot of folks, especially new folks, steering the motorcycle and just not operating the motorcycle the way it should be. And there's a certain, let's say, class of motorcycle that almost begs to be driven. The seating position, the handlebar position don't allow for a lot of rider input. Not that you can't ride it, or however, I think a lot of that is pulled into this drive versus ride scenario that we're going through here. Now if we look at this motorcycle, if I want to turn, I lean or weight a peg. You stand up and you weight the pegs. You have input just by leaning your weight. You change your weight on your rear end on the seat. If I was going to go over one of these hills, I'd be leaning forward on the bike. You know, to ride a motorcycle, you really need to have somewhat of a I don't know if aggressive is the right word, but a forward, interactive, engaged riding position. Especially like on a dirt bike, you're going to sit up on the tank, the balls of your feet are going to be on the pegs, your hands are on the bars, your elbows are out, you are actively involved, standing, sitting, and I think that's probably the more extreme case. We're on a motorcycle on the road. Depending on what you're riding, maybe a sport bike or something like that. You may even be, you know, dragging a knee or something like that in extreme cases. However, just riding a motorcycle like this, you have a lot of input from you to make this bike go around these corners. As you can probably tell, I'm in you ride a motorcycle camp. I don't necessarily think driving a motorcycle is the correct terminology. However, like I said, it can be applied to the way some folks operate their vehicle, but I really think that ride versus drive is the best way to communicate what you're doing on a motorcycle. You're on top of it and you're engaged in its operation more heavily than a car which you're sitting in and operating it from the inside. I mean, just from, you know, a cowboy rides a horse, the storekeeper drives his buckboard, kind of that kind of thing, if you want to do an old westy kind of thing. Well, that's kind of just what I was thinking. What do you guys think? You know, it's just a small little topic. Leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Adios.